Now, when you think of refugees in the traditional sense, displaced by violence, war, political turmoil in their homelands, humanitarian issues, there is now another threat to millions of lives likely to keep growing in the years ahead, and that is climate change. Our senior science reporter, Nicole Moltiaro, has been looking into this as part of our week of special coverage in our backyard with me here in studio. Thanks very much for coming in.
No problem.
Just so we're clear on the term, climate refugees, what exactly does that mean?
Well, that term doesn't actually exist.
Okay.
Especially when you look at the 1951 UN climate against the Refugee Convention. There's nothing in there about migration due to climate change. But it is people who are affected by rising waters. For example, Kiribati, the island of Kiribati, that became the kind of the poster child for climate change because in 2015 we had somebody claiming refugee status due to climate change in New Zealand, which was rejected. And he would have been the first climate change refugee. But we know that islands are going to be underwater because of the rising sea levels due to climate change. Where do those people go? And that's the challenge is with the United Nations Refugees Convention is how do you make sure that people are recognized for suffering through climate change?
So where could they go, these people, as we look to the future?
Well, anywhere safe-ish,
right.
But Canada is in a prime location. We are the second largest country in the world. And while we will be dealing with our own set of climate change issues, they're a lot less dramatic than an island being submerged, from water, or drought, extreme drought, or floods. You have monsoon seasons. So they can come to Canada, is what some experts are predicting, that these people will end up coming to Canada, or at least seek refugee status, or they'll just come through just a normal migration patterns.
And when they come here, I mean, I use the term because it's sort of colloquial, I guess, climate refugees. It doesn't really exist formally. Is there a protocol? Are there laws? Are there international standards or norms in place to fit these people?
No, nothing yet. In last year, actually, we had 162 countries sign the Global Compact on safe and I can't remember the entire term, but migration, safe and orderly migration, and regular migration. And that was 162 countries signed that, and it was from the United Nations.
Right.
But the problem is, it doesn't really. It's an outline. It doesn't actually tell countries what to do. So climate change is mentioned in there, but the countries still don't actually have any laws out there. It'll be up to individual countries to decide what they want to do.
Based on discussions that you're hearing in Canada, is this country likely to look to formalizing a policy or to discuss
so
a policy?
far, I have not heard anything. I reached out to the immigration minister.
Right.
Did not hear anything back from him directly, but they did say that this is something that that does concern them, climate change and migration. And for Canada, it's not going to be this influx. I don't want anybody to think there's this massive influx of refugees. It will be gradual, it'll be over time, and we'll likely see it from countries with people already here, with families who are already here.
Okay. Is it something, though, I mean, we were just reporting on the new CBC News poll about Canadians' attitudes hardening toward refugees, and fewer than less than half now saying that they want more. Here's a whole new category, a whole new potential influx. Could this put pressure on Canada?
I think it probably can, on any country, right? It's definitely going to do that. And I mean, I think people are maybe afraid that it will be this massive migration, but it will be mass migration on a time scale.
Right. So interesting, Nicole. Thank you so much. And if you want to read more, CBCNews.ca. As I say, as part of our ongoing climate change coverage this week, Nicole's piece up in our series In Our Backyard, CBCNews.ca. Thank you so much.